Welcome to No Sex, Please, I'm Religious. For 2,000 years and more, religion has had its own way with sex. The greatest battle it has ever faced is how to control the masses who love it. And so began the story of shame and disgust and dishonour. Forget he who must be named, but never forget it that must always be kept undercover. Friends, today the podcast is of a young man who has been working with us from Africa, managing a safe house and managing the African or the Kenyan connection for humanity in need, Rainbow Refugees. He's finally arrived in Australia. He has permanent citizenship from the moment that he arrived. I've got to tell you that there are some things that have fallen down terribly with the Australian system. For example, he's been in the country for 10 days and still has no Medicare card, and yet he has a very sore leg. We managed to get him looked at a local hospital, and they have ruled out a blood clot, which was a very scary thing. But he still has this very sore leg and can't see a doctor until he gets his Medicare card. So I will be making some inquiries about that with AIMS, the organisation, AMES, that subcontracts to the government, managing these things. He didn't have money in his bank account that was created for him from the government for 8 days. Again, how are you supposed to survive without money, without a Medicare card, and without a healthcare card? I just think these things are pretty poor. Anyway, putting that aside, the interview he did with me only a few days after arriving, and there is another interview with a friend of his who arrived the night before, and I will publish that soon as well. And what I find interesting about this is that Robert claims that he chose to be gay because the gay community were the only ones, the LGBTIQ community, were the only ones who showed him love and support and kindness. He didn't get it from churches. He didn't get it from, other Christians who claimed to be followers of Jesus, whose primary message was love one another. He didn't get it from neighbours. He got it from the queer community. Now, I actually don't believe that people can choose to be gay, but they can choose to identify themselves by a community. That's what we do all the time. And I just find it terribly sad that I found it wonderful that he did find that loving community, but I find it terribly sad that the terrible things that happened to him in his life, he received no support from those who should know better. So please watch this. I hope that you find it really interesting. I believe it will probably move you as it moved me. He is a wonderful fellow. Let me just finish by saying it's very easy to sit in our comfortable homes or in parliaments around the world or in churches or wherever, synagogues, temples, and make rulings about people, decide who is good and who isn't, who deserves our kindness, our mercy, who doesn't. But when you look in the eyes of a person and when you risk yourselves to feel their pain, then it only takes, you'd have to be a narcissist. You'd have to be someone of a very, very cruel nature to not want to wish that person the best and help others like them. Well, sitting next to me is a man that I've known for quite a while. He's a lovely fellow. His name is Robert. Hello, Robert.
Hello, David.
We're so delighted that Robert arrived in Melbourne only 3 days ago.
Yep.
and arrived at Melbourne Airport. Now, Robert has been a refugee waiting for resettlement in Nairobi for how many years?
6 and 20 days.
6 years and 20 days.
Yep.
You weren't counting, were you?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Absolutely. So, and Robert is a very kind, a very thoughtful man. He's been caring for people in the time that he's in Nairobi, people who have been suffering as refugees. Robert, I just wanted to ask you a few questions today, and you've only been here a couple of days. Firstly, what's Melbourne like? What little you've seen of it?
Handsome.
Handsome. Okay.
Not beautiful, but handsome.
Not beautiful, but handsome. Okay. So, and I'll get you to talk up a little bit as well, because just to pick up the volume.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Robert, tell me, what happened in your life that made you a refugee? I know you're a gay man, and in Uganda at the moment they've just brought in a law to sentence to death homosexuals, which is absolutely wicked and disgusting. And it's been motivated by the preachers of hate. I call them the hit men, and they're mainly men who preach against people in this way, and it's one of the worst forms of racism. So what happened to you? And you were born in Uganda?
Yeah, I was born in Uganda 37 years back. That is in 1965, in a small village.
1985, perhaps, was it?
1985.
Yes.
2nd October. In the small town in the central region of Uganda, that is Masaka. I grown up in a family as any other kid, or like other children grow up. Not so happy, but not so bad. Though my mom died when I was at the age of 8 years only, and I was raised by a single dad.
A single dad?
Yeah, single dad. Up to the age of 17, and then the dad died. But before my dad passed on in 2005. 2005, yeah. I was 20, but I left home when I was 17.
Okay.
Because of a lot of circumstances that had started to happen. I started getting friends, a lot of friends, because the school that I used to go in the high school was a school for boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, single school for boys. So I catched up with a lot of boys, friends from different cultures and families, because the school was good. So It was bringing in a lot of people it was like a multicultural school.
Yes.
So I started having friends, but those friends, to cut the story short, because we don't have a lot of time to explain.
Yeah, sure.
Some of those boys were gay.
Weren't gay or were gay?
Were
gay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But I came to know them when I get close to them. We used to go in bars, out. Okay, for them, they used to have money.
Yes.
They were
wealthy.
Yeah. So I used to them. Though by that time, for me, I was not interested in men.
Okay.
But because they had told me their stories, I get to love them,
Yes.
to like the way they take their life,
Yes.
and I was connected to them.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know how the rumors came to link or what, that to my dad, because he was a preacher in a church.
Okay.
Even me, I used to step on the pulpit on that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So I was coming from a religious family. So they used to tell him that, you see, your son goes out for bars, what. So it started quarreling a lot. So that brought me to go away of our home. But I had girlfriends,
Yeah.
like an other boy who is growing up in the age of 17, 18 to 20 there. Then, but what brought me to be a real gay, after seeing these guys, I got a girlfriend, and that girlfriend got pregnant.
Okay.
Their family was like a wounded lion to me.
Okay. A wounded lion to you.
Yes.
Okay.
So they harassed me. They did a lot of things, plus my dad. So I had no one besides my life.
Yes. Yes.
You know what? Only these people, the so-called gay,
Yeah.
they were there for me.
They were your friends.
Yeah,
they supported you.
in that whole total situation.
Okay.
Of even bailing me out of the jail, because they took me even to the prison because of pregnanting their girl. So I was so frustrated that if there is no one who care about the opposite sex, man and woman,
Yes.
but the same sex cares, why can't I follow the footsteps of these people? Because they are good.
They were the kind people.
They are kind.
Wow.
Regardless of what they are talking about them.
Yes.
Negativity in the community, everywhere in church. But for me, I was close to them, and I tasted their kindness.
Okay.
I came to know that these are people.
Yes.
These are people.
Yes.
Regardless of the total what? How can I call it?
The hatred that's
The
against
hatred
them.
against them.
Yeah.
I had tested another way, another life of them.
Yes. Yes.
So I decided to become part of them.
Okay. Okay. So you sort of became part of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it was not easy to decide, though, because of the love, the care, and the kindness
Yes.
of these people, of my friends,
Yes.
brought me to fall in love with them.
Yes. Okay.
I became part of them.
Yes.
I started going out with them, though I didn't enter straight into a love relationship at first, but I was so close to them, and they helped me so much until things come to be worse. Because I remember they had given me some piece of land there at home, but when they came to know that I'm staying with groups of gay people, gay men, because it is not easy, but sometimes link the news or it links up that
Yes.
you see your son is
Associating with other people.
or he's hanging with such and such a group of people. So they took that land, they demolished the small house they had given me.
Oh, so who demolished it? The enemies?
The family.
The family did.
Yeah,
oh,
the family.
dear.
So I decided to run, to start hiding in different places because they were looking for me.
How old would you have been then?
I had grown. I was almost 23.
23,
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, 23. So I started running up and down. I ran. I even got out of Uganda, and I went to Sudan. I reached Sudan. I hid it like 3 years, but the life in South Sudan was not good. So I decided to come back home. I came back. I was hiding because I was knowing a rainbow community. I was knowing them.
Okay.
So I would hide to someone's place in the eastern region. Then, because when you are something, when you are the real person,
Yes.
you can't hide for many years.
No.
You can't.
No.
You will get out and you will come back boozed, drunk.
Yeah.
You be high. Some they don't hide. They can't keep low profile.
Yeah.
So you'll be known.
Yes.
Because
yes.
this is you.
Yes.
You can't
yes.
hide.
That's right.
Forever.
Yeah.
Then, until like 7 years back, the incident happened because I was doing construction, though I was up and down, but I was working. I was not idle because being an LGBT person doesn't mean that you are not going to work.
No.
Because as you see, married people to men or women, they work.
Yes, of course, of course.
But for them, they think that gay people, they are useless, they can't even work. That's their perspective. But we are hardworking.
Of course you are.
Huh?
Of course.
And our community has more money than even how they think.
Because you work
We
hard.
support a lot of things in the world because we work.
Yeah.
So I was working. I had bought a small house in the eastern region, that is Ginger. I was using it as a meeting point for the gay people.
Okay.
They
okay.
used to meet in my house, though there was some neighborhood. So I remember that day, the incident happened when we had a party. I think they had already organized mob justice for us for some quite long time organized. They came at our place. The community came at our place. They started beating everyone with big sticks.
Oh.
Beating everyone. We started running until I decided, because they said they are going to burn the house. So, because of what had happened in the past years and everything, and I was hearing a lot of stories about the gay people. Remember, it was just 3 years after the President Museveni signing the act against the the LGBT community,
Yes.
to be imprisoned for life, what. So I started thinking of getting out of Uganda forever, and I could not go back. I couldn't go out and come back. So I thought everything that I was making, was not going to be peace at all, because I was not going to change what I am,
Yeah.
and I was proud of it.
Yes.
And remember, I had a lot of friends who had run away out
Yeah.
of Uganda.
Yeah.
So I started linking up with them, how I can get out of Uganda. And I ended up in Nairobi, Kenya at the end of 2016. And then in early 2017, I registered with UNHCR Kenya as a refugee. That's my story that brought
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And look, I know it's not easy to tell these stories. Most people don't want to revisit their past, particularly when there's so much pain in it. There must be a lot of pain in all of that. So I thank you for your courage.
Yeah, I have that courage. Why I have that courage? First of all, I'm proud of it. I don't fear to be called a gay man, and I love the LGBT community at large. I don't see any crime.
No.
It's not a crime choosing what you want or what you need to be.
Yeah.
Everywhere I meet them in the world, as you see, you have seen me, I hug them with
Yes.
a big hug.
Yes.
I feel home, so that's why I don't fear to talk about it, regardless of the trauma, regardless of the challenges of the back years. But the good thing, at least I can say, here where I'm talking from is a safe haven.
Yes.
So there is no way I can cry back. I want to use those tears to be the sunshine of joy.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
And you will be.
I will.
Now, one of your friends told me that you are a great fighter. And we might finish with this as a little laugh point. You're a great fighter. You're a man of courage.
Yep.
But you stand up for the rights of people. Correct?
Yep. I have been fighting for that ever since I got at least a humanitarian protection of UNHCR.
Yes.
Because I couldn't do that back in Uganda, though in Uganda they are activists, but I was not having that courage enough. I wasn't courage enough to do that back home in Uganda. But we have been fighting for the rights of an LGBT person during my time of being a refugee in Kenya. We have written a lot of documents, a lot of emails, a lot of complaints about life and challenges of the LGBT people in Kenya, and not only in Kenya, but the whole world.
Yeah.
And we have done that. It even brought us to our 18 friends to be jailed in Lodwar maximum prison in Kakuma.
Yeah.
They were taken by Kenyan police, but I survived. I had entered in one of the offices. I was called by an official of UNHCR. By coming out of that office, I found these friends were taken up by the police.
Wow.
That's how I escaped jail. I can't say that I was lucky, because if I was if I was outside there, I would be arrested. I wouldn't run.
Oh, no.
Because I know that what I'm doing is what is right. I have not offended anyone. I have not abused anyone. I have not stolen someone's property because I'm LGBT or I'm a gay man.
No.
I have not destroyed someone's car. This is my life.
Yes.
So I don't care what you do about me because I'm gay. That's what I'm proud of, and that is what I'm going to remain of. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to finish by saying we will talk again, and
Yes.
we hope to help you settle here in Melbourne. I'm really grateful for what you have shared with us. And Robert, you know, when we met you at the airport the other night, was the first time that I've seen you've got teeth.
Teeth?
Teeth!
Okay, I don't laugh randomly because most of the times I'm so serious.
Yes, yes.
I always think about what is next.
Yes, yes.
What is next? What is next? What is to be done? What is the solution? And I'm very happy to be here with you because you have been so supportive, not only to me, but to the rest of the people who are not only even in Kenya, but almost all the parts of Africa. I want to promise you, I need to promise you, I might not be perfect doing what you would expect, but what I can promise you, I will add a brick, a little contribution that I can to serve, to protect, to help in my little capacity to help those LGBT people who are back home.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Robert. And we also want to thank David Landis Morse, who manages the Sycamore Tree Cafe at the Uniting Church in Heidelberg. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful to meet Christian people who care about not only the poor and the marginalised, but a welcoming of people of any difference. And to me, that is the heart and centre of the Christian gospel.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Thanks,
you.
Robert.
Thank you, David. Melbourne is handsome.
That's lovely. Please don't forget to support the podcast through Patreon, other sources, or direct to our website. This podcast supports refugees who are suffering terribly in Africa because of religious hate. It's time to show them some love.